I'm Dr. Crank here at Waco Animal Hospital. So today we're talking about everything you ever wanted to know about cat medication.
All right, Dr. Crank, what guidelines does the veterinary industry follow to determine if medications are safe and effective for treating cats?
So we are just like the human medical field. The FDA and the EPA both regulate the medications that we are prescribing for your animals. And so they are something that some of them are directly made for animals and others are ones that we are actually using from the human world. And so it is something that with those government overall guidelines, we have that as far as a regulatory thing. And then we also have a lot of research that has been done over the years to ensure that the dosings and things that we are using with those medications are safe and effective.
Great. Are prescriptions generally more effective than over-the-counter medications?
So yeah, overall they are. That really a lot of them can apply to flea and tick preventions. We have come to find that there's been a lot of resistance with some of the over-the-counter products, and so the prescription ones are actually much more effective at killing those fleas and ticks, and that goes for a lot of the other prescriptions that we use as well, as far as not only being effective but also being safer.
So can my cat get what they need from a diet alone?
It really depends upon the diet. So it is something that, does your cat need to have vitamins? Not necessarily, as long as they're eating a well-balanced diet as far as dry and canned food goes. But they need to make sure that they're actually having a balanced diet and not just eating a bunch of treats, which I know some cats would prefer to have done. So it is something that, as far as diet alone, they should be able to get everything they need.
So what are the different types of cat medications used to treat?
So there are a lot of different types of medications for cats. Same way as in human medication and same way as in dogs. There are antibiotics, there's antifungals, there are overall different things for flea, tick, and heartworm preventatives. There are steroids that we have to use sometimes, pain medications. There's a lot of variety of medication that we can use.
So do you have any tips on how to give my cat their medicine?
So cats are a little bit tricky. We know that dogs usually are pretty overall food motivated. Cats can kind of care less. As you see, my prop has already left the table. She's over it. So they're a little harder to keep their attention and their motivation. And so a couple things that we have found that kind of help out a little bit to hopefully keep your fingers and not have a bunch of scratches all over the place. One is to use a pill popper. So the pill popper is something we can actually stick a pill down into pretty easily. It's really soft. It's not going to injure anything whenever you are putting it back into their mouth. Basically, you stick the pill in and then pop it down in the back of their throat. It's also something that it's nice to have a blanket for cats. Either a blanket or a pillowcase, something that you can actually kind of contain the cat in, because as we know, cats love to use their claws and their teeth to just get away from you. Even if they're not meaning to hurt you, it still hurts. And so being able to wrap them up and have just their head sticking out will overall try and help protect you and also hopefully keep them a little bit calmer as well. It is something that, as you can see, I have my squeeze cheese and my canned food over here. These are something for those cats that are a little bit more of a food hound, that they can potentially have the medication hidden in food and not really mind a bit.
So why is it important to avoid self-diagnosing my cat's need for pain medicine?
So cats are very stoic creatures. They are ones that just kind of comes from their ancestry, that if they start showing signs of pain, they are probably very painful. They've probably been hiding this up until the point that they can't hide it anymore. And so a lot of the times you do need to be bringing them into your veterinarian to figure out what the source of the pain is and get it treated. Another thing whenever it comes to cats is that pain medication in humans can actually be fatal to cats. So especially things like Tylenol are a complete no-go for cats. You actually can kill your cat by doing that. And so it usually is something that by giving over-the-counter pain medications or pain medications that you don't really know are going to be effective for your cat can do more harm than good. So you always want to consult with your veterinarian at the least, but usually your veterinarian will need to do an exam and make sure what's going to be effective and safe for your cat.
So why is early detection so crucial in getting a good result from cat medications?
Like I said, cats are very stoic creatures. They are ones who will hide any form of illness until they absolutely can't. So if your cat does stop eating or is showing any signs of loose stool or is laying around more than usual, take that as an early sign potentially that they may have something lurking a little bit more sinister inside that needs to be checked out. And so usually if your cat is showing symptoms, it's probably already pretty sick. And so the earlier that we can get your cat in, do some overall wellness blood work potentially, and look and do an overall good exam, we can find things a lot sooner. And that means that if we're finding it sooner, they probably aren't severely ill. And so there's a lot greater chances of us being able to help your cat and hopefully help it be on the road to recovery.
Great. My last question is, why should I purchase cat medicines from my veterinarian instead of through an online pharmacy?
So whenever it comes to medications being bought through an online pharmacy, we're not really a huge fan. Not because it's because of our lack of profit, but it's because of the safety for your animals. It is something that personally we have seen a lot of counterfeit products, whether it be prevention or actual medications, come from online pharmacies. And those are something that I personally would not want to put into my own animal's body, and I certainly don't recommend it for my patients. And so it is something that by getting it from your veterinarian or your veterinarian's associated online pharmacy, that is something that you have a guaranteed product that you know is going to be what your veterinarian is recommending at the dose they're recommending, and is going to be overall fairly safe. And so it is something that by doing that, you're not only helping out your veterinarian by having them know what the medication that you're getting is true, but you're also helping out your pet and making sure it's as safe as possible.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.